verdadero César no se hubiese cruzado. Me hubiese sacado todo el dinero a tiempo. Estoy odiando.
El golpe no me bajó, soldado. ¿Qué golpe?
¿Te das cuenta que estamos peor que al comienzo? Con una mano atrás y otra adelante.
Hi, teacher. Can you hear me?
Fernando
Hello?
se encontró en ese lugar con una mujer. Al parecer tenía una...
Do you hear me? Hi, teacher. Hello, classmates.
Porque los vi, mamá.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, teacher.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. Um, I'm a very simple person, but one of my principal hobbies is watching series. I started to like this hobby because when I was a little kid, my old brother used to spend his time watching series all the time, and also because that was one of the activities that I used to do with my family. Mm, I usually watch series with my sister, and we watch that series at evening on weekends because it's like the free days for her, and we are trying to relax. It's very relaxing, and we enjoy so much because it's like a tradition, like sit down and watch the next episode while you eat ice cream or pizza or candies. I like to watch the series about history, fantasy, and mystery. In fact, I think that these are like the most interesting or attractive type of series to the people. But watch series could be a good hobby because it's very relaxing and a good plan to spend like your holiday or to spend time with your friends, your family, or your couple. Also, another good reason could be that exist several topics that you can choose about what you like. So you can, if you are a person that you like the comedy, you can choose a series about comedy or a series about a romantic story or a series about a story that is like something that you happen on something or something that you feel identified. Another good reason why I think that watch series is a really good hobby that you can choose or do is because it's something too easy to get. Mm, like for example, you just need a computer and a connection to internet or even in your television. Exist so many topics, even documentaries that talk about or explain the life or character of the story, like politic characters or maybe characters of the science or things like that. So you can choose what you want. Um, so if you are something like tired for a long and difficult work day, you can just sit down in your sofa and relax and watch a series. I can recommend a series about a mystery or fantasy because the topic of that series could be very uh, interesting and some series could be like Pretty Little Liars or Rank or series like Supernatural. Um, or if you like the comedy, you can see Big Bang Theory. Or if you are more like a person of the romantic or histories, you can see series like Jane the Virgin or The Fosters, or exists a lot another series that are about history, like The Crown, that is about the is Elizabeth Queen, in a lot of stories. So I recommend that hobby. Thank you, teacher.
Hello, teacher. This is the sport to go cinema. Uh, Exercise 3 days be week. I have performed exercise years of age. I prefer the activity outdoor. I always run. I do aerobic and gymnastic. Cheerleaders in my school and practice taekwondo. I never play soccer or volleyball and don't like. I like to go cinema with my husband. Favorite movies are Asian, romantic, or documental. History of love, um, funny, uh, romantic, funny, love. Uh, in my work, I read muchos, ¿cómo le digo? Pa- 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 eh, um, eh, ¿cómo sería? Constitucionales, reglamentarios, así. In my work, ese tipo de lectura que tengo que hacer, teacher. Mandatories. Okay, teacher, thank you. No, teacher.
My hobby is collecting banknotes of Colombia and the world. This hobby refers to the collection of coins and notes. Even if you don't know exactly when it started, this social behavior, we know that approximately at the time of the Roman Empire began these behaviors and studies of great interest for the humanity. I like to share this hobby with you since I was very young. I have been doing and it is really beautiful. Find tickets around the world and people who love the collection of notes and coins. This is a way to learn the history and share it with those people wishing for knowing that represents is banknote or coin collected. Collecting paper money is a true art, especially in our country where there were so many changes in monetary denomination. Thank you. Yes, teacher, I have some bills and coins, principally from Colombia and several countries and the world. Thank you. Okay.
Hello, and my favorite activities are walking and reading in the weekends. And for these activities, my favorite is reading. I like to read novels because it's the most interesting activity for me. Um, I try to read every weekend if my work allows me that. And when I read in novels, I'm exploring new worlds and other ideas. Um, I try to imagine uh, the situations and the characters, and I see things that I never um, know, and my favorite novel was 100 Years by Garcia, 100 Years of Solitude uh, by Garcia Marquez. For me, it was the most interesting and beautiful novel um, because because this novel has a lot of characters and his ideas, his actions, and the situations are very interesting, beautiful, and and how do you say divertido? Funny, are funny. Um, then the second novel, uh, was Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. And because in this novel we can see the deep and the complex psychology of this character, whose name is Raskolnikov. This novel is very long, but is very interesting for me. Um, if you wanna learn a lot of things of the humankind um, in the novels, can you search the knowledge and the heritage of the humankind? If I read a lot of novels, we can learn a lot of things. Yes, of course, it's the best activity for our brain.
Okay, teacher. My hobby prefer is cook desserts. Let's go prepare dessert. It's very fantastic and funny. We we will prepare them of different flavors, colors, and forms. Are perfect to prepare on special occasions like birthdays, family meets, and and if if you have cravings of eating dessert, it is great to know how to prepare. Also, your choice, the ingredients that you like most, the variety of flavors and infinitive for selects for prepare desserts and and cat case, for example, is very delicious. Cook. Yeah, I finish, Fisher.
I usually like out to the park with my husband. We do it once or twice a month. We almost always have food, and we go from about 11 o'clock in the morning until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. There we talk of everything that happened to us in the week, never of the problems. We only try to spend a pleasant time. Yes, teacher, it is the last activity of my hobby. Yes, teacher, is that I do in my free time. I like to go out to the park with my husband. We do it, uh, yes, a picnic. With my husband, we do it once or twice a month. We almost always have prepared food, and we go from about 11 o'clock in the morning until 4 or 5 in the afternoon. There, we talk of everything that happened to us in the week, never of the problems. We only try to spend a pleasant time. These outings, usually, we make them last Sunday of the month, when they have already, yes, never about problems. Uh, um, we make them last Sunday of the month, when they have already canceled the salary, and there is solvency of money. We take a beer, something of fruit. We have been doing this for about
6 months since we are living together, and we have done a routine every month. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, so I start. We used to use the past simple tense to talk about anecdotes, stories, or things that we lived or we happened in past times. Also, we used to we use these tense to talk in our everyday conversations to talk about what we did the last night or the last date or the last week, or to tell to someone what we did, for example, in our last holidays, or what happened in our last birthday, to talk about past events, whatever you like to talk.
There are many ways to talk about the past in English, but the simple past is the more common form. The simple past in English is the equivalent to the preteric imperfect and preteric indefinite from the Spanish. We use the simple past to complete actions in the past. The period of these actions is not important as the Spanish. There are regular verbs and irregular verbs in the simple past. Thank you.
Teacher, the regular verb is that they add ed to finish of the verb for to make the past tense or preterite tense, and the irregular verb to change all. For example, uh, ate, comer, pasado ate, bueno, ate, in and play, played in the past. Yes? Yes, teacher. Eat, ate, eating. Irregular. And regular verb are play, played, or yes.
Teacher, regular verbs is se le agrega de o ed, the verbs and change estructura, cambia en toda su estructura. For example, or algunos se mantienen o cambian en ninguno de de las conjugaciones, teacher.
I know I know about regular verbs. Is that its termination are the same. Is in A and D, and the irregular verbs are different. I know about irregular verbs. We must to learn by heart or memorize because we need it to talk in other times, like I don't remember that time, but we need to memorize it.
Okay, teacher. The regular verbs are words. We have memorized. For example, some regular verbs. Agree, ask, butter, different words. Mm, of, I know.
Teacher, the regular verbs are called those who form the past by adding the suffix ed or d to the root of the verb. For example, the verb play in the past it played played. Stay stayed. Mm, dropped. These are the examples.
I remember the last idea. We must use irregular verbs when 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 we speak or write in the simple past. For example, I arrived yesterday. Arrive is a irregular verb, and when we use the past participle tense um, o participio pasado, we use irregular verbs. For example, I have broken a glass. Broken is irregular verbs. We are a lot of irregular verbs like arise, be, become, um, begin. For example, when we use the simple past tense with begin, example would be I have um, I have begun. Yo he comenzado. Is an example.
Okay, so I start talking about the first, yeah, I'm ready. Talking about the first recording in that we can see two women. The first one is Laura, and she's telling to her boss or something like that, that she's late Okay, so sorry. The first recording it's about Laura. Um, she's talking with her boss about she's talking with her boss about all the problems that she had in the morning to go to work. She explained that she was late, so she missed her bus and she was splashed by a car, so she's wet. So the conversation is just about that. Laura explaining all the problems that she had to go to work. Yeah. Okay, the second recording was about Marcus and his friend Luis. They're talking that Marcus had a bad day because her wife left and he had to get home, stay at home and take care of the kids and prepare the lunch. But he said that he's really bad cooking and he lost the recipe, so he also had some problems in the kitchen with the food. So he said to her friend, his friend, sorry, to his friend that to fix all that, yeah, he's a good boy. He wait to his wife, and then all the family went to a restaurant to eat because the food was burnt. And the third recording it's about Sarah, and she is explaining to her mom that she failed in her last exam because she didn't study enough. So she said that she's gonna have another exam in the next week, and she's gonna prepare and study a lot to get a better grade.
Teacher? ¿Sí me escucha? Okay. Conversation,
Sí, porque yo no veo nada ahí. Pues,
Okay, bye bye, teacher. Have a good weekend. And bye, partners.
Bye, teacher. Bye, partners. See you the next class.